Hey, this is Sasha, and welcome to another episode here on Backstage Income, where I share with you how to build and grow a profitable business, more specifically, some online businesses. Now, in today's episode, what we're going to do is take a look at simple funnels versus more complicated funnels, especially if you're talking sales funnels, email funnels, different kind of funnels that you're putting people through. Not the cooking funnels, but funnels on a step-by-step procedure. So anyways, today what we're going to do is dissect some of those, looking at some simple things versus more complicated. Which ones should you do? Now, if you're brand new to some of the videos and content that I have, be sure to take a look at the BackstageIncome.com website, where you can get some other cool freebies and goodies. Now, let's kick things off and get started here. Go paper overhead. And when we take a look at this, I want you to think about why you might be looking at this video. And that is probably because you're trying to figure out, hey, do I want a complicated funnel? How do I build a complicated funnel? And how do I do what the big gurus are doing? Well, here's the thing, is when you build crazy funnels and, people really start building out these funnels. So you have a starting point. Somebody goes to kind of an opt-in form, then that opt-in will take them to kind of a email here. So you send them an email. From that email, you get another email. So it starts to get very complicated. Now, if they click a link over here, it takes them to this area where you tag them. Then again, it sends them an email over here. So now you got a whole different sequence where this is splitting. If they clicked a different link, you could go ahead and tag them here. And again, sending them more emails. And you just continue down this process where you're building out these funnels depending on where people click. And eventually you get to this point where, okay, well, here's where I start sending them a sales promo, okay? Maybe they click something over here, there's a sales promo, they didn't buy it. Then I go ahead, send them another one. If they still didn't buy it, well, I go ahead and send them maybe a coupon. So it's a coupon code. So it starts getting very, very complicated. And as you can see, you start to lose track of, well, where or what are people actually doing? And I find that when you start building out complicated funnels like this from a starting point that's very simple, and then you try to go to something more complicated, you get lost in the shuffle. Not only do you get lost in the shuffle, but your customer is going to get lost in the shuffle as well. So I think that the better approach is usually to stick to something a lot more simple, a little more linear. And I'll show you here what I mean. So if we go here on screen, kind of what we do with our newsletter list with investing and trading on the tradersfly.com website. What I'll do is I'll show you here, we basically get a lead. So we have these different lead magnets. So it might be from a computer course here. It starts out, they get an email, wait a couple days. Well, was it open? If it was, well, hey, awesome. Then here's kind of a toolkit or a list. And then go ahead and we update their field and tag the customer that, hey, they're opening up these kinds of emails. Then if not, then I go ahead and send them a different email. This could be a different subject line. It could be the same type of email, a little bit different. But again, same type of concept. And then if that was opened, well, cool. Then I'll send them that, that same exact email that I would have sent over here. I'll send them that email. And then again, I'll tag them, move them to another list and so on. So this is really what I'm doing. And what's happening is that you're just checking if they're opening or if they're not. And eventually you want them to go ahead and tag them as, hey, they're interested in this stuff. If they're not interested, all I'm doing is just kind of tagging them that they're kind of dead, or dead in the sense of they're not opening these emails or clicking these emails. And then I won't be sending them emails on this subject. It might be also emails on other subjects as well. And what's good about this is that once you can tag them this way, let's say, hey, okay, this person is now tagged that they're opening emails, they're active. Well, I could go ahead and put on other plans and blueprints and little automations that, hey, if they click these little links, well, then we'll update some things. If they clicked other links, then we'll update this kind of thing. And what you can do is build these things out and stack multiple things on top of one another. So here, for example, here's an onboarding little work diagram. So let's say we go ahead and we go on this onboarding map that we're just starting out in this email sequence. This is a simple automation that it's very linear. So hey, wait 3 minutes, send that email. Wait 70 hours, send that next email. Wait 24 hours till a Thursday, and then send another email. So you go through this sequence, and then later, all we're doing is testing if they open something or not. And then if they clicked one of these, then we go ahead and tag them one way or another. And when you tag them, that can start the next sequence. So it could start a sequence like this, or I could tag it in the sense of starting a sequence. I can stack multiple automations on top of one another. So the big difference here is when you keep things simple, I can stack multiple automations on top of one another. Instead of when you try to make it all complicated, you're trying to put everything in one, and that becomes convoluted and very crazy, very hectic. So I'd rather dissect things, split them apart, because then you could also figure out, hey, where are things going wrong? So for example, on this one, we just built this workflow not too long ago, moved some things over from another email company. And you can see we've just got started, but we sent out 18 emails on that first one, and we got an open rate of about 50%. Well, how do we increase that open rate? Think about that. How do we do that? Well, we could change kind of the subject line here, you know, and play with that and see if that starts to increase those rates. We could do a lot of different things. We could look at, hey, here's a view report as well. So once you start looking at some of these things, let's look at view the email. So here, I'm looking at it, and where are people clicking? Well, they're clicking the button, and they're clicking over here. They're not clicking these social media things at the bottom. Well, I could just get rid of that to save space, right? So as you start seeing these kinds of things, you're looking at the activity. It allows you to adjust those things. And when you keep it simple, you really can then play with a lot of these things rather than making it really complicated and then trying to figure it out and digest it. Whereas instead here, what I'll do is when we have these automations here, as we build things out in MailerLite, you can see I'll have a folder maybe for member notifications, things we're working on, link tagging, so lead automations, so mega coaching promo. So this is one we're kind of in the process of building out, an automation. So let's say somebody clicked the link that was related to coaching. Well, after that, if they click that link, well, we could start this automation. So you're building automations on top of automations, calling it automation stacking. So I always think it's much easier and smarter and better to keep things more simple in your funnels than making it all complicated. You don't need to make it that complicated. There's a lot of tools, very expensive tools, that you can go and purchase and pay huge monthly fees for to do some automations. We use MailerLite right now. Aweber is also a good one. There's some others that I'll mention. Take a look at the description for some affiliate links or our resources page on BackstageIncome.com, and you'll be hooked up with those along with some promos and discounts. But this is the tool we use, and we just keep it very simple within multiple businesses that I run, and just stacking multiple automations on top of another and building those things out as people come in, as they opt in to things. Unfortunately, with some of these newsletters, you can't do necessarily purchasing or tying it into WooCommerce as easily as you can with some of the bigger companies. But I find that, you know, it's minimal problem to have, whereas the other ones, you really got to tie it and integrate it into your website. It's just so much more headache, especially if you're just getting started to build your newsletter lists, if you're getting started to build out your signups, your members, your relationships. You don't need to go that complicated. You're just going to waste your time and money, and you're going to have a lot of frustrations tying it and trying to make it all complicated. Keep it simple. You know, for example, if somebody clicks this coaching link right here, so what we do is just very quickly, you can see we update the custom field to coaching yes. So if this link is clicked, boom, we update it with coaching yes. And now what we can do is also go ahead and here start a mega coaching promo. So let's say if the updated field coaching is equal to yes, because that's, you know, it happened when they clicked that link. Well, now we went ahead and wait 8 days because we want to give them the time. We'll send them an email. We wait 3 days. We'll send them another email. If they click something or don't click something, we can go through this flow and process. So that's what we're kind of building out slowly with the team here. But you can see how this really works together. If you keep it simple, you can stack funnel stack on top of one on top of the other, or stack those automations. So I hope you found this video helpful and insightful, and I hope you got a lot out of it to understanding, hey, you don't have to be that complicated when it comes to building a funnel and automation sequence within your business. Just having some basic tools, thinking about how to use those tools correctly will allow you to really rise up what you're doing in your business. So thank you so much. Don't forget the tools are in the description, and or take a look at the BackstageIncome.com website, especially the resources page, where you can check out all the latest tools that I use, check out the affiliate links where you can get some discounts as well. It'll help me out, it'll help you out, give you a discount. And if you want to get on my newsletter list, be sure to sign up, clicking this link right here, enter your name and email address when you get there, and you can get some freebies, goodies, promotions, discounts, ebooks, and mini courses that I'm set to release sometime in the future. So thanks again, and I'll see you next time.